in proud and grateful memory of the men and women of this borough who laid down their lives in the Great Wars, 1914 to 18, 1939 to 1945. They come transfigured back, secure from change in their high-hearted ways, beautiful evermore, and with the rays of morn on their white shields of expectation. Who laid down their lives in the great wars. There's nothing great about war. People don't like my opinion on these things. It upsets them. My granddad's name's on here. It's also on the memorial in Plymouth. My dad went to say goodbye to his dad on the ship that he was on, Her Majesty's ship Samphire, which, if memory serves me right, was sunk by an Italian submarine. My dad was on, when he was a little kid, was on board the ship my granddad, or his dad, sailed off on, HMS Samphire. And the story went that my dad, as a little kid, was mucking around on a boat and knocked himself out on one of the guns. But he'd said goodbye to his dad, and he'd promised him that he'd come back. He never did come back. That's something my dad never got over his whole life, really. He never really talked about it. But he was a bit obsessed by it. Of course, I wasn't alive when the Second World War was going on. But it's affected my life, because it affected my dad's life. He grew up without a father from a very early age. His mum, my nan, I loved her. She was brilliant. I spent a lot of time with her. Of course, Her Majesty's Prison Grendon, they delve deeply into everything, you know, especially your family life from early childhood, and what you know about your parents' family life and all that sort of thing, you know. Of course, I like to talk about my family there. Their conclusion was that my dad hadn't been a great dad because he lost his dad in the Second World War, and therefore didn't have a role model, didn't know what being a father was like, because he had no one to sort of learn from or use as an example. That was their conclusion. I've just noticed that poor fella there, wankling. I bet he got ribbed. Yeah, so these things move on down the line. A lot of people talk about stuff like that, you know. John Wedger, those abused in childhood will go on to abuse. Got to break cycles. It was bollocks what he told me when I confronted him down at his the place where he pretends that he works, he don't work there. That's rubbish. If you don't believe me, go down there and find out. You won't know, will you? No, you will not. I don't like war at all. You know. In my mind, in a civilised world, we wouldn't need such things. We would have found ways to live in peace and harmony with every other nation. But there's no profit to be made out of that. It's all about power and control, really. My gang's bigger than your gang. All that nonsense. It's childish. Unenlightened. It's tragic. Well, I nearly cried then. Don't know where that came from. All them names, all them families. Of course, we've seen the military and all this glory of the passing of the Queen. And the Christian church is quite big in the military as well, which is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. Thou shalt not kill. Yeah, many military people are Christians. Sorry, I'm making a video.
I thought you were on a call.
So you wanted to disturb me when I was on a call? People are weird, aren't they? Trying to have a moment here. It's absolutely tragic. We haven't really moved on from the dark ages, you know. With war, there's a lot of profit to be made in war. We're one of the biggest arms dealers in the world. I'm in the area where I went to school. Didn't get on in class. I was always getting kicked out, sent to work. Our history teacher, Spitty McGraw, he used to be called, because everybody used to go to the back of the class when it was his class. Because he'd stand at the front, yabbering away about the greatness of the British Empire, spitting over everybody in the front rows. So everybody used to run for the back of the class when he was taking the class. Of course, I was a gobby little shite even when I was at school. I remember asking him back then, what's so great about invading other people's country using military force? It's a fair enough question, to be honest. You know, if you're at school, you're there to learn, you know. You should be encouraged to ask questions, except you're not, are you? Especially if you ask difficult questions, right? That aren't in line with other people's beliefs or viewpoint or bias. Children should question things. They should be taught to question things. rather than be told to shut up. Anyway, that was me misbehaving apparently, asking questions that didn't follow the narrative of how great the British Empire was. Invading other people's countries using military might. My gang's bigger than your gang. We got more weapons than your gang. Therefore we are in the right. War's not morally right. It's unenlightened. Stupid. Nobody questions it. All the media bow and curtsy. Doff their caps. And then of course we send people, even in recent conflicts, you know. People going over fighting wars they don't really understand or why they're there. Wars that make no sense to them. They see their friends killed, blown up, losing limbs. And I keep hearing from people, we don't look after those people when they return. There are many military people who are homeless on the street. That nearly made me cry. Should make you cry, I know. You know, feeling quite emotional. Of course I'm lying about that, because I'm a psychopath. So really I'm just being devious and manipulative. Thanks very much for your support.